The morning sun cast long shadows across the military shooting range as Maya Johnson adjusted her worn baseball cap and approached the firing line. At 42, she moved with quiet confidence, her dark eyes scanning the targets downrange with practiced precision. "Excuse me, ma'am," a gruff voice called from behind. "This is a restricted military range. Are you lost?" Maya turned to see General Robert Hayes striding toward her, his chest heavy with ribbons and his face set in disapproval. Two junior officers flanked him, their expressions mirroring their superiors' disdain. "I have clearance, sir," Maya replied calmly, producing her credentials. "I'm here for the evaluation." The general barely glanced at her papers. "Look, lady, I don't know who pulled strings to get you here, but this isn't some civilian shooting club. We're testing candidates for our elite sniper program. Maybe try the pistol range down the road?" His officers snickered. One whispered loud enough for Maya to hear, "Probably saw it in a movie and thinks it looks easy." Maya's jaw tightened slightly, but her voice remained level. "I understand, General. May I proceed with my test?" "Fine," Hayes scoffed, crossing his arms. "But when you waste everyone's time missing targets at 300 yards, don't say I didn't warn you." He turned to his aide. "Set her up on lane 3. Let's get this over with." The range officer, Sergeant Martinez, looked uncomfortable as he led Maya to her position. "Ma'am, the general's testing some challenging shots today. First targets at 400 yards, then 600, then 800. Most of our best guys struggle past 600. Maya nodded, accepting the military-grade rifle. She ran her hands along the barrel with familiarity that surprised Martinez, checking the scope and adjusting the settings with swift, practiced movements. "At least she knows which end the bullets come out of," General Hayes commented loudly to his entourage, who laughed on cue. Maya settled into position, her breathing becoming deep and rhythmic. The range fell silent except for the whisper of wind through the grass. She acquired her first target, a silhouette at 400 yards, the rifle cracked once. "Perfect center mass," Martinez called out, his voice tinged with surprise. Hayes frowned. "Lucky shot. Let's see the 600-yard target." Maya adjusted her scope without hesitation. The second shot rang out. "Dead center, sir," Martinez announced, disbelief growing in his voice. The general's smirk faded. "Set up the 800-yard target. Maximum difficulty." As Maya prepared for the longest shot, a young lieutenant whispered to his companion, 800 yards in this wind? "That's nearly impossible." Maya controlled her breathing, feeling the wind patterns, calculating distance and drop. The rifle seemed to become an extension of her body. She squeezed the trigger with the gentleness of a caress. The shot echoed across the range. Martinez raised his binoculars, then lowered them slowly. "Sir, that's a perfect bullseye. Dead center at 800 yards." Silence fell over the group like a heavy blanket. General Hayes stared downrange, his face cycling through confusion, disbelief, and dawning realization. Maya stood and turned to face him, her expression calm but her eyes holding a quiet fire. "General, I believe there's been a misunderstanding." Who are you?" Hayes stammered. "Staff Sergeant Maya Johnson, retired," she replied. "Afghanistan, Iraq, Somalia. 287 confirmed kills over 3 tours. They used to call me Ghost because targets would drop before anyone even heard the shot." The color drained from Hayes' face. Maya continued, her voice carrying the weight of hard-earned authority. "I hold the record for longest confirmed kill by any American sniper, 1,247 yards in Kandahar province. I trained half the instructors in your current program before I retired 5 years ago. And I'm here because the Pentagon specifically requested that I evaluate your new training protocols." General Hayes looked like he wanted to disappear into the ground. His officers shuffled uncomfortably, suddenly finding the sky very interesting. "I came here today not as someone seeking approval," Maya continued, but as someone who's earned the right to be here through blood, sweat, and service to this country. Your assumptions about me based on my appearance say more about your limitations than mine." She slung the rifle over her shoulder with practiced ease. "I'll be submitting my evaluation report to the Pentagon tomorrow. I think I have everything I need." As Maya walked toward the parking area, Sergeant Martinez caught up with her. "Ma'am? That was incredible. I've never seen shooting like that." Maya paused and smiled, the first genuine expression she'd shown all morning. "Sergeant, remember this, skill doesn't have a color, and legends aren't always what you expect them to look like." Behind them, General Hayes stood frozen on the firing line, finally understanding that he'd just been schooled by one of the most lethal marksmen in military history, someone he'd dismissed without a second thought. The morning sun continued its arc across the sky, but the shadows on the range had shifted permanently. Maya Johnson drove away, leaving behind a lesson in respect, assumption, and the dangerous folly of judging a warrior by anything other than their aim. Sometimes the most powerful shot isn't the one that hits the target, it's the one that hits home the truth.